Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Ernest.
And today we're going to go over our top 5 most disappointing figures of 2017.
Make sure you guys stick all the way to the end of the video because there's something that happened in the beginning that I'm going to say for the end. It'll be worth it, trust me.
It'll be fun. But we're just going to get into it. Like, these are the figures that could have been better.
Could have been a lot better. Like
there was so much potential with these things.
It's not necessarily that they're bad figures.
Well, one is.
But for the price and what you got is the disappointing part.
Yeah, because this list like took a minute because there wasn't really that many figures that I was just like, I regret buying these.
Yeah. Plus, we need that one figure right down there in the floor that we just need the comment section to blow up and yell at us.
Well, it could have been better.
Oh, my God.
It's the main reason it's on this list. Because they had an opportunity to beat their competition, and I don't think they did. But we're just going to get into this list. So for number 10, or 5.
Number 5.
We only have 5. 5.
Alright, so for the 5th try, number 5, Steve.
Alright, so Arnaz might get a little upset at me because it's one of his favorite animes.
I won't get upset at you, Steve. Trust me.
I like the anime too. The figure could have been a little better. But we have here is the Figma ReZero Ram. Not going to probably zoom in just like the top 10, but like here you go. We did a review for it over up on Super On Import Reviews. And just want to say, it's not a bad figure.
It's not a bad figure.
It's not. It mostly, figure-wise, has the same problem as Rem, where you can scuff the white on it pretty easily. So you got to be careful with that.
Oh, and that is the biggest downfall to them is like you literally move one of their pieces of dress, you'll scuff the paint on it.
Yeah, you have to worry, especially like on the inside, which isn't a big deal, but it's the easiest thing to scuff. That mine had a weird giraffe neck thing going on. Arnaz's didn't, so that was weird.
Hit and miss,
Hit and miss a little bit there. But the thing is she's just not nearly as cool of a figure as Rem was. Which is understandable. Everybody likes Rem.
She did come with a knife, though.
And a potato. Woo!
I was trying to make her look good, Steve. Come on.
Could have gave me a wind effect or something. Something to go along with the later ones, like when she's chasing after
okay, Steve.
Subaru.
What figure do you have that has a potato? Come on. Bam. Argument 1. Next.
Okay, just because part Irish doesn't mean I have to appreciate the potato. Okay? God. But it's just like, they needed to like up the wow factor of this figure more to go along with Rem, especially if they were pretty much the same price when they came out. And there's clearly a difference between the two. So again, not a bad figure per se. Like if she would have came out by herself and Rem would have came out a while later, probably wouldn't have bugged me as much. But literally getting them in at the same time.
And we ordered 4 figures. It was a lot.
Yeah. And she was just the one that I was just like, cool.
Next.
For number 4, also a Figma figure.
Ooh, Figma, come on.
Which, again, not a bad figure. I've never had a bad Figma. But compared to some of the others, not as cool. We have Guyver 3.
Now, you might say, why you guys hate Guyver? We don't.
I love Guyver. I have the animes, I had figures, I wanted to get that Prime 1 statue so bad.
Just like speaking of that, like when you guys see number 1, yeah, you know what? Just
Yeah, we'll keep going. Like, we don't hate the stuff. It's just, Main problem with Guyver 3, and again, viewed him over up on Super, so if you want a closer look, check it out there. Is that his accessories, granted, he comes with pretty much what you want except for an actual beam, but all of his stuff, like, and I've seen people have the same problem with this guy.
So it's not just Steve's.
Yeah, is the stuff just loves to fall off. Like, all the blades on this guy, literally, I have him with folding posed arms. Not because I like the pose better, it's because I can't have him with the other stuff because they just fall off. Like, I have to put sticky tack in everything just to get it to work, or do the floor polish, nail polish trick.
And when you have an April O'Neil figure where you just got to put a little paint and some, buffing here and there, it's an issue.
It is an issue. Like, granted, awesome looking figure.
He is.
Awesome looking. But I think this is the one even like that popped off.
When you got to sticky tack the figure, then that's where the issue becomes, you guys.
So yeah, like he stands on my shelf, but he's not the one like I don't ever play around with this one ever. Like he just stands on my shelf. He's gonna stand like this. For number 3, pains me to be at number 3 because this is easily probably my favorite Ultraman show.
We gave him props too.
And I don't necessarily hate the figure, but we have here's the SH Figuarts Ultraman Orb, the origin version. Problem is, it's the exact same as Guyver, but Guyver's like the blades frustrate me. I can't get them to stay in if you don't mess with them, but you don't really want to mess with them too much, otherwise everything pops off.
This guy is a different story.
This guy, I literally have sticky tack for his orb changer so that it doesn't fall out. His color time indicator. Without it, that doesn't stay in. Because when I got him, I had to shave plastic off the red one just so it fit. And then the blue one just doesn't stay in, period. Like, those little hindrances really affected the figure. I literally had to alter him so that I can get him to look good next to the other guys.
Yeah, that's
or just to work as a figure.
That's where the issue begins. It's like when you get little things like that.
Yeah, and again, like I don't hate the figure. I still like it. I'm still glad that I got it. I feel like I kind of just lucked out on the particular figure that I got in.
But we're not buying the figures to make them look better by painting them ourselves or doing stuff like that.
Like when it comes in, I gotta tweak it a little bit in order to get it the way I need it to,
or to work properly.
Yeah, that's when Steve gets a little bit disappointed.
Speaking of properly, number 2, Steve, let the hate begin.
Alright, so I know because a lot of people, there's a pretty big argument in my comment section about this guy. Because I still like the Monster Arts version better than this guy. Which is the NECA 2016 Godzilla, Shin Godzilla. And again, I'm going to reiterate, we did a review. If you guys want to see better details on him, go check him out over there. And not a bad figure, per se.
Not saying he's horrible.
Not saying he's a horrible figure. Like, for the price, still a fine figure. But I feel like they probably could have gotten closer to what we got with the Monster Arts than they did. Like, for me, I feel like if they would have spent more time on it, because there was a few concerns originally. They did change some stuff on it, but I feel like they could have definitely gotten a little bit closer to what we needed it to in order to have this be a slam dunk figure. Because, for instance, for the tail, it's too heavy. And I feel like they could have maybe got the sculpt a little bit closer to the film. And it's just the way, I get it, it's an articulated figure. So stuff's not going to look quite right at certain things, but it's just not as good as the Monster Arts. I can't say that this thing is nearly as good as the other one. It's for the price, I try to go off of, okay, it's cheaper, X value, does that make it better? Because most of the other NECA ones, the 2014, I'd say you're probably better off buying that than the Monster Arts one.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially the 24-inch long one, best 2014 figure, in my opinion. GMK, $20. Arguably as good, possibly better than the SH Monster Arts. But I still personally like the Monster Arts better, but there's a pretty good debate on which one to get. The 94s, same thing. Not the best, but you could argue. The only reason I would say you would go with this over the Shin is because you missed the pre-order, price spiked. Can't get them now, so you have to get this one.
You need a Shin. That would be it.
But for number 1, this, I'm just going to say it, is a bad figure. It's just a bad figure in general.
It was so bad that I never opened mine because I was afraid to face the facts of how bad it could be. You can see it in all our videos. It still sits in a package.
Yep. We didn't even do a review for it on Super. It actually ended up over here as a review that I never was. Because of the issues I had with it.
I think Steve had to like glue like 3-4 joints on it.
I still have issues with it. Like, I think it's a cool looking figure. But in practice, kind of has the same issues as here. If something doesn't work right, what's the point? Like the tail. And the other ones in the line aren't even really that bad. They're just like, not as, they're design choice wise, I think they could have did a couple things, would have made them great.
Yeah.
This one I feel like needed a bit more work.
A lot more work, actually.
But what we have here is the Mantis alien from NECA, the Kenner line. Which...
Don't hate us. It's just the truth.
Woo! Man, that ball joint.
You see an issue right there?
It's been like that since I got it out. And the problem is he's so darn top heavy that joint, I can't see this working ever. So again, if you're going to make the figure super heavy on top, what's the point of having a joint? It needed a ratchet joint there.
Spend extra $2 to put the ratchet joint in there. Seriously.
It needed to be a ratchet joint. Like,
I'm not a fan of ratchet joints. But
like I'm not either, but like when something's got some heft to it. If Transformers can have... Voyager class Transformers can have ratchet joints. This needs a ratchet joint. So, that being said, again, problems there. It's a very fragile figure too. And with sometimes NECA problems, paint get in the joints are a little stiff, you gotta loosen some stuff. It happens. Done it a lot because we buy a lot of NECA figures. This guy, though, has so many tiny little joints that they could be an issue if something gets stuck trying to get the move and breakage, which I had happen right there with that tiny joint. I was trying to get the move, snapped right off. Like, it didn't even require much effort because there's like a little joint right here, easily breakable, and it doesn't go that far into the arm either, so there's not much keeping it in. And it has quite a bit of those. And I feel like if they would have at least put a ratchet joint here, would have worked a little better.
Would have made a figure so much better.
And the other thing is, the way it's designed, it needed a stand because, like, the back legs, and it's really front heavy. Good luck ever standing it by itself without having to have support with the front arms.
So that means you're taking the front arms away from posing the figure because they have to be used as a support. Then what's the point?
The other thing, too, is it's like, it has ratchet joints here. Why doesn't it have it there? Like, there's even ratchet joints in the legs. Like, just a little bit more effort, I think.
You would think when somebody designed this figure and they held it in their hand, it had to do that to them. And they were like, yeah, go with it.
Because there's not really a way to get it to stand by itself. Yeah, to be honest, like, I like it having the bug legs back here. But I feel like this just would have worked out better. They would have kept it more similar to what they had with the original Kenner. And just having pretty basic legs. Because even if you have it, like, walking upright, the problem is it's way too top heavy. And then that whole issue there. Like, this one just needed... Ooh, that's coming off.
See? Developing problems.
Not messing around with that one too much more because I got to put glue on there. But yeah, like, this is just the figure, like, I love that Kenner line.
Oh, God, yes.
The Kenner aliens are, like, my favorite figures as I was a kid. And when NECA was decided to put them out, I was super pumped for those.
God, I think we made a video how happy we were, screaming in joy. And then when it came out, it was just tears.
And the size is value. But where it gets skimped down on because of value is really where it hinders the figure. And again, a little bit more money for the figure, bump it up as a deluxe, incorporate kind of like what they do with the Mutavore and stuff like that for the Pacific Rim line, gave us a stand with it. Maybe even just added 2 more legs and make it more bug-like.
Yeah.
Just so it could stand by itself would have been great. Because, again, it's not quite like... It's actually not very similar at all to the Kenner, outside of just like the head's sort of there, claws sort of there. And like it's sort of, like everything's like there's similarities but not quite right. So might as well just go all out then, right?
I don't want to complain too much.
Bumped it up to like $40-$50, made it a little bit more impressive looking. Probably would have been sold on it. But what was your guys' most disappointing figure of the year? Please let us know in the comment section below. And don't hate us too much for the figures that we picked for this list.
Like we said, that does not mean they're bad figures. It's just...
Except that.
Okay. Sorry.
One figure is a bad figure. The rest are just disappointing. And help us defeat those kaijus by
hitting a mic.
And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Just let him know.
She is this figure, Steve.
Yes, you should. Not the prettiest thing, but I'm happy with it.
Okay, there's two things at the end. I'm sorry, guys. There'll be two things then.
She's gonna watch this. We're gonna get a text message. It's gonna be fun.
Steve, be careful! It's a collectible.
Yeah, I was like,
where's my April O'Neil?
I was just saying, wait, whoa! Like, why do I have to be diligent with that figure? I just don't care. Ugh. Yeah, I lost something.
It is thanks to you, Steve, that I never opened these figures.
Yeah, you're welcome. I wish I didn't.